Sometimes back, I used to own a video camera. Uh, that is when I came to learn what I'm going to share with you. How women, especially young women, get married into rich people, into rich men. Those days, I used to own a video camera, and in any occasion, be it baby show, be it joining first day in school, be it birthday, be it graduation, be it anything you can remember, they used to hire, including funeral, they used to hire a video man. Nowadays, we have smartphones, and any occasion I go to such, I look around, I don't see them, video cameramen. Although they are not, we still have a handful of them, but many of them are no longer there. So this is what I discovered during that time. These girls, and they're still there up to today, the first thing they do is they check the obituary. They check the obituary of the dailies to see which woman in her 20s and 30s has died. After finding that, just from the newspaper, her intelligence would tell her a lot of things. First of all, she looks at the size of the obituary. The bigger, the richer the family. There are those coloreds, those with colored obituary, and those with black and white. From there, she looks at the deceased woman's relatives. She is married to so and so. That one she looks. Then she's related to so and so, both on the husband's side and on the lady's side. For example, and this is an example that I handled somewhere near Ole Odume Road. Here is somebody who had died, and he was a retired military man. So you'd find that his cousin is colonel retired, so and so, another cousin, major retired, so and so, captain retired, even brigadier retired. Find they have both sides, either the where she came from or her husband's side. They are professors. They are permanent secretaries. Nowadays, they are called principal secretaries, and so on and so forth. So she takes mark of that. Lastly, she takes mark of where it is written the funeral is being carried over at such and such a place. Now, if your funeral is being covered, if the funeral is being covered at Accra Hotel, she'll not come. But then those, what do you call, the funeral is at New Stanley Hotel, and her royal home, blah, blah, blah settlement scheme, plus her residence, Mudangari Drive. There's a lot of things there. Hey, Mudangari Drive, yeah. Yeah. So she notes that. What she does, she goes everywhere in Nairobi where it is, but especially where the deceased lady has left kids. Uh, things have got average. Things have got average. I've even seen cases where ladies get hook men who have just lost their wives, and the couple is old enough to be her parents. But in many cases, it is the target is usually of a woman who was in her 20s and 30s, very few in the early 40s. And in many cases, I noticed is when she was delivering another child, then she died and the child survived. Even in the cases where the child died, both died, there are those kids who are in PP2, PP1, and even up to grade 2. The lady will go to Mudangari Drive, or is it Koitobos Road? Go there. The first thing she does is she will befriend the kids. You know, these rich people don't encourage relatives to come. But when they have a funeral, everybody comes. Now she becomes very close to the kids. She makes sure that the kids are fed properly. Say the kids, call me auntie. The kids call her auntie. She makes sure, you know, when a lady dies and she leaves behind sons, it's very hard to find a man, a relative or anything, who is ready to be washing those kids. But here, there are even cases where ladies die and they leave kids in three ways. They leave they leave kids who are girls, or they leave kids who are boys, or they leave kids who are both boys and girls. So here is a lady. The kids are now finding themselves near the key. They're asking her, mami ako wapi, atakuja lini? Mami aliniambia nichunge nyinyi mpaka siku ile anakuja. She's the first person to go to that home very early in the morning. Remember, if I have to tell you as a former cameraman, I tell you that from the day from the day somebody dies in Nairobi to the day the person is taken to his or her royal home takes around 10 days, 10 or so days, plus or minus. Now, in those 10 days, the lady is the first one. Very early in the morning, she comes before the kids wake up. When they wake up, she makes sure they have a good breakfast. She keeps them busy and whatever, and so on and so forth. It later came that such women would still, but over 95% of these cases are women who are planning to get married to replace the deceased. So she stays there and everybody appreciates her. Now she has to be very careful because there are three groups there, or four. The first group are people from the deceased lady's lineage. Then there is a group of people from the husband's lineage. There is a group of people from where the deceased or her husband worked. And lastly, common friends of the deceased or the husband. Now she's very clever, looks left and right, so that when you want to establish who she is, she'll first of all want to establish who you are. If you are related to the husband, she'll claim she went to school. In most cases, they used to say, "I went to school with the late." After all, it is there in the program. It is written that she went to such and such a school. So you went with her to the same school. Or I'm just a neighbor in this estate. Or if it is a relative of the lady, then you say that the lady says she's related to the husband. Mariam was my in-law. She was a very good in-law. That is what she says. I've seen so many cases where people later come to mama. So yeye alikuwa anatuambia ati ni relative ya bwana na mbona aliolewa na. Then I tell them, your sister is dead. Hapana fanya wivu kwa, because the husband has to move on. She's that is how she knows how to koroga hivyo. And then a day before a day before the lady is taken to her royal home for burial, the lady will this is one other one will tell the husband and people around to give her a day off. Says, you see, I have to go to my place of work. Ask for permission. Ask for permission so that I can go and bury. Now, depending on whom she's talking to. If she's talking to the relatives of the wife, I want to go and seek for permission from my employer to go and bury my in-law. But if it is a relative of the husband, she says, I want to go and seek for permission to bury my cousin, such and such. And then she'll just disappear one day. And that day she's not seeking for permission. It is part of the script. So from there, the deceased is taken out of the mortuary. This one is now in charge of the kids. The kids may be noticing that their mother is dead and she's the one consoling them. The one consoling them. She consoles them. Wherever they go to. And even when they reach Oshago and they're burying, they say that the kids should come and eulogize their mother. She's there to stand by them so that they can lean on her. Everybody sees that. I can tell you, if it reaches the first anniversary, that is too late. Some even get married within weeks. Of course, men and women are made different, because a woman, however young she is, if she can be guaranteed of security, food security, shelter, and everything, a woman can easily bring up her children single-handedly, but a man can't. But then that is a story for another person, another time, another place. Today, I just wanted us to share how women do squeeze themselves into a marriage through trickery. Thank you.